Hello, and welcome to Rude the Reformer, where I do my best to encourage discussion of replacing the two-party system with something that works. Let's all encourage that discussion among friends. This is why I encouraged Art Rude to write this book, Political Cocaine: How America Got Hooked on the Two-Party System and How to Intervene. And now it's available in audiobook. The best value is the ebook. Just Google Political Cocaine by Art Rude. I really hope you will consider it, because the two-party system is not working. I'm here in my front yard to try and make a point today, because if you look behind me over here, that used to be a sidewalk. And it's a great analogy for what the political parties have done to the Constitution. That used to be concrete. We used to walk on that when I was a kid. It wasn't very much space, but I used to try roller skating on that little piece of, underneath that green where I tried to get it down with my trimmer. There's concrete. But you can't even tell the concrete's there, because we didn't want those weeds or that grass to be growing in those cracks. But we also didn't clean out the dirt that blew in, or the weed seeds that blew into those cracks with the dirt. And as a result, what happened? The answer is the weeds came up and they essentially destroyed the concrete. Well, that's a very good analogy for what the political parties have done to the Constitution. The Constitution were solid concrete, but the political parties, they had no authority. This is where I encourage every American citizen: read the Constitution and Bill of Rights for yourself. Don't accept what other people say, including me. I'm trying to encourage you to think for yourself and find any place in the Constitution where it authorizes political parties. You won't find it, because the founders didn't want them. And now we know why. It's wrecking the concrete of the Constitution. Seriously. They have no authority to run our government for us. But what can pass the Congress today? The answer is only the things from the majority party. The parties cannot work together on anything. So what do? We go from one side to the other, okay? We're going way to the right, and now we're going way to the left. And this has happened again and again, each time getting worse. Each time we go further to the left and further to the right. It's divided the country. It's come between people. Let's get back to being neighbors once again. Let's get back to understanding that our neighbors are people first. And they are entitled to their opinions, even if we disagree with them. They are not all evil socialists or all racist. But that's what the two parties would have us believe of our fellow Americans. I hope you'll ask yourself the question, and I hope you'll ask some of your friends the question. Why do you support this system that had no authorization? It's like weeds that grew in the cracks. Had no authorization to run our government for us. And yet, we allow it to happen. Let's get together. Let's take the power back from the political parties and give it back to the people the way it was intended. Not just one side or the other. We've got to try end the division. I hope I've given you some food for thought this morning, and I really hope you'll consider the book, because this is the background information that tells the story. You know, it's really unbelievable if I can get people to think about it. You know, the political parties run everything today and have divided the country, and they've divided friends and relatives. And they have no authorization whatsoever. They're the weeds in the cracks that are destroying the Constitution. And I know some people think I don't like the Constitution because I don't like the parties. That's because the parties are not in the Constitution. They have no right to do what they're doing, but they control the minds, and they're the puppeteers controlling so many in our society. Let's cut the wires and think for yourself. All right. I hope I've given you a little food for thought this morning. And I didn't bring my guitar out here, so I guess I'm not going to try that little song. But I'm going to be on the road, so I'm going to be doing Coffee with Art segments, which are just a little bit different. And hopefully, as time goes on, I'll be able to do the different roles that I hope will keep people's interest in discussing alternatives to the two-party debacle. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you can have a real discussion today and not have to have any angry partisan arguments. Leave them out. But if you discuss with people what's wrong with the system, meaning both parties, and how to revise and reform the system so the parties have less power and we as citizens have more. That's the discussion we need to have. Every day's a gift. Open that gift carefully today. There's good stuff in there for you. Have a tremendous day.